Good evening, everybody. I'm Todd Standing. Welcome to my first September live show. Looking forward to some good questions today. I just I spent the day fixing up the Discovering Bigfoot Research Center, which is a trailer and the vehicle that pulls it around. Got it all fixed up because I got an expedition coming up. I'll be gone for sure next week. I'm very excited about my expedition. Hey, SoCal Ninja, woo, one of my favorite peeps, and Frank and Maximum. How you guys doing? Hello, Amanda. So we're doing a bit of an experiment today with Amanda and Phil from the website. We have a forum on discoveringbigfoot.org. I'm sure there'll be a link that gets put up here. I'm going to go to the forum after and answer some more questions and hang out on the forum. That's on my website, discoveringbigfoot.org. If you'd like to come in there and maybe ask some more questions and stuff. So I'm very excited. I just basically with this last public expedition I'm doing for the rest of the year, I've already started to implement a plan to get new footage. Everybody wants new footage, and even I do. I'm having such an incredible year. Hey, from Kentucky, sick and tired nurse from Kentucky. I just want new footage. We've had so many encounters this year, so much Sasquatch activity, and I want new footage. It's been a while. I haven't filmed a Sasquatch since I went to California. And, we've had some encounters. I've had some good sightings. Footage is so hard, guys. It's so hard. But I have a plan. I have a total plan of attack. And I've been implementing the plan. It takes time to get these things going. Like, as an example, last time, the video 8, years of running out of the research area, light jogging, I should say, out of the research area, making the Sasquatch learn and get used to me running out, and waiting for the right time and the right moment to turn around and break that pattern that they weren't used to. That's what I'm doing now. So why does so many people hate you? A lot of people, I don't worry about haters. Gandhi was killed by his haters. Mother Teresa has a documentary done by her haters, and she spent her life devoted to people. So I don't worry about that stuff. We're breaking new ground. The people that I work with, the people that I take out, it's for me, the focus is on all these amazing, incredible people that are wonderful and have become my incredible, immense friends. I'm going through a horrible, terrible, awful personal thing, but it's amazing because the Sasquatch stuff damages me because in a court of law and with police and with other in courts of law, I look bad talking about Sasquatch and saying that Sasquatch is real. But on the other side of it, I have a special forces ranger and firefighter captain and PhDs and all these incredible people that are saying good amazing things about me. Survivor man. So John Bitternagel, Jeff Meldrum, those are the people that have been public, that are just tremendous. I wouldn't say they're supporters, but they tell the truth. And that's all I need. If you're going to come tell the truth, just let me do this for a second because the camera looks a little dirty. If you're going to just tell the truth, then you're a supporter. I don't know. You're not going to hurt my feelings. So my expeditions are going amazing. I'm really pleased I went to Radium. I was scared to go to Radium and stick around there, but because you just never know. And I spent so much time in Nordegg. Anyway, I'm really pleased with Radium, and I'm really pleased with the people that I've taken out this year. And I got some, I'm actually, I don't know, I guess I can just say it because there's no reason to hide it. I'm going out with, I did a video with a lady from Maryland who had some really cool footage, and she's been a tremendous supporter of mine. She's been a monthly donator, and I've been keeping up with her, and so she got the opportunity to come on an expedition with one other person. I'm keeping my expeditions small. I love just going out with 2 people. Before I guess it was larger when it was me and 3 people, and I can do that, and I have done that, but I don't know. And even I did a private expedition this year, and that went really well. So I'm really pleased with the way things are going, and so many decisions to make, and so many great minds thinking and participating and moving forward with this discovery, and I'm just absolutely thrilled about it. So again, haters, when you even listen to what the haters have to say, it's usually preposterous garbage. They say the stupidest things. I don't even want to respond to them, you know? Your dad dated a woman who owned a fabric store, and now you're a hoaxer? Like, what kind of stupid? It's just stupid, you know? What Jeff, when he was doing, Jeff did a Bigfoot radio show, which was one of the biggest radio shows on the internet. It was huge. And just nobody would believe our numbers. And the numbers were like being put out by, what was the name? There was a hosting website that we were on that's the biggest hosting website in the United States, and their numbers were ironclad. We were incredibly popular, and we just couldn't get sponsors because of the topic, I guess. But Jeff dealt with those haters and those naysayers for so long, and after a while, he did so well. Just not it's not so much supporting me, but just telling the truth and the stupidity of these accusations. And yeah, he just kind of got the same way I am, where you just get to the point where it's like, really, you know, I don't know, it's just BS. So any new videos to report? No, just the implementation of videos is, I'm really excited. When you've been doing this for over a decade, as long as I have, I just have a plan of attack, and it works. And I've done this 3 times before, where I've eyewitnessed a Sasquatch, and so I've never filmed doing this thing that I'm, well, anyways, it's, I don't want to, you know, let the cat out of the bag and everything. Just the plan of attack is all in place. Plan A, I'm extremely confident in, and I've worked on plan B and plan C. And it's all about getting footage, you know. So yeah, that's just the way it is. So three's a crowd. I'd love to have a private expedition. Yeah, and it was good, the private expeditions I've been on. Well, even I'll invite I'll have an expedition where there's 4 people and one showed up one time. That was William, my special forces, or my captain firefighter, amazing, awesome friend. And that was a wonderful expedition. That was great too, because he's so tough. Man, that guy, he's so tough. I mean, he's a firefighter, right? And just as tough as it gets. I'm in pretty amazing shape all the time. I'm really banged up this year. But normally I'm in top shape. Like, I train like a beast. You know, I work out 5 days a week at least, and I do cardio and weights and cross training, and my agility is very impressive. You know, we do log crossings across rivers, and if you fall in the river, you could die, kind of thing. So, and we've been doing that. I've had to do log crossings with expeditioners where I basically jump out and just, you know, get my ass in the river and balance myself and make sure people don't fall in. And that's been hilarious. But yeah, so anyway, let's do some questions here. Mr. Standing's findings are true. Been researching archaeologist Ron Wyatt. Oh, that's cool. North Olympics. He's SoCal Brown. Ron Wyatt was awesome. I don't know who that is, unfortunately. How many times have you seen Sasquatch? This Cole asked me how many times have I seen Sasquatch. I can't even count. I remember John asked me that, and we sit down, and you know, I'd be keeping. I can't keep written records, or I haven't, because people steal them. People break into my house and steal my stuff, and it really pissed me off that people take my written records. So I got out of the habit of doing that, and I've just been making video logs. But then I have, like, you know, 20 hard drives, even more, 25 hard drives that just are tons of video logs. And what happens usually with me is, in the morning when we get up, or as an expedition goes on, we'll implement plans based on what's garnered me success in the past. So I'll say, well, I had this sighting this time, and this is what we did, and maybe we'll try that again because that worked. So that's usually how, you know. And when I sit down with expeditioners and they ask me questions, and life happens, and you know, that's when, you know, they'll go, I had a sighting here, I had a sighting there. But I've had definitely over 100 where it's like live interactions, and then sightings. I mean, well over 100 live interactions for sure. I mean, I've spent, you know, it's got to be over 1,000 days of backcountry. I don't want to start making these quotes for numbers because people will get so anal retentive about that sort of stuff, and I'm just not. So I have a tendency to do things a lot of way the natives people do things, and they don't worry about altitudes. They don't worry about, like, we got to know direction and stuff like that to not get lost. But little specific details, it seems like people can get caught up in the little minutiae and stats, and lose the love and the passion. And I'm a little more about that, although I do like stats, and I do want to implement that a lot more. I'm going to work with people that help implement the statistics. But for me, it's more about the love and the joy of it, and you know, that sort of thing. Leslie says, I'm coming to BC in the next month and I'm going to be out in the woods. Hope to see you. I'm laughing because Leslie says, I'm going to be out in the woods and I hope to see you there. Well, British Columbia is hella freaking enormous. And I never see anybody out in my research areas. I never see anybody. There's no people out where I go. So the odds of you being out in the woods with me, Leslie, are none. 0.000. So absolutely none. But I'll keep an eye out for you just in case. You never know. So, so these things are real. One harassed me most of the night, running past my tent tonight, at night, throwing boulders in the pond, growling, scared me straight. Yeah, they are real, Michael. So, and sorry that scared you. It doesn't really sound like that Sasquatch was intimidating you, to be honest. It sounds like you might have felt harassed, but that's not harassment. Trust me. You know, growling and stuff like that. They're just trying to get your attention. They're just trying to test your mettle. They usually, what'll happen is they like you. You're dealing with giant, powerful primates that can beat the heck out of you and, I mean, kill you. Like they could just absolutely annihilate you, flip your truck over. That, when they start doing that, and the encounters that I've seen that are like that, where people will grab the tent and, you know, throw the tent and smash things and crash boulders and flip your truck, that is harassed. That is them trying to, when they want you gone, you know, trust me, you know. They did that to me in California, and I have no intention of going back to that specific area in California because, yeah, those Sasquatch were going to harm me if I stayed there, and they just gave me the opportunity to leave, and I have no intention of coming back. Atar, my friend from my last expeditions, hello, peace and blessings to you too, my friend. Yeah, and Atar is a moderator because I've literally bled with him in the field, and I tell you, when you go on expedition with me, yeah, things change, relationships change, and they grow. 90% of people that come out with me become friends of mine, and I don't know, I'll never forget them. I'll never forget the time that we spent together, and they always have. There's just always something with them. There's always something I learn or something they force me to teach that helps me learn, and it's amazing. Artur says, just in case anyone wasn't here last week, I was one of the expeditioners who joined Mr. Standing on his very last expedition. He's the real deal. I'm definitely experienced forest people with him. I've definitely experienced the forest people with him. And yeah, Atara calls them forest people, which is beautiful. And I agree, they are. Forest people is a wonderful way to discuss to them. I think Bigfoot is a derogatory term. John Benernigel taught me that. I think Sasquatch is a respectful term. That's why I usually will say even Sasquatch researcher. You'll never hear me call myself a Bigfoot researcher. Discovering Bigfoot, the movie, is just done because pop culture, especially in the United States, call it the Sasquatch Bigfoot. And to get the attention that we required, that we garnered, to show people what's going on with the discovery process, we use the term Bigfoot. And I mean, let's face it, and the Americans are my greatest supporter. You know, most of my expeditioners are from the U.S., and the support from the U.S. is the best place in the world for Sasquatch people to support. But the Americans call it Bigfoot out of respect for the Americans that use that term in in pop culture. I'll use it, but again, because just the U.S., the United States that's where it's at for Sasquatch research. If you go to you know, our hotspot here in BC is like Harrison Hot Springs and stuff. And there's quite a bit of Sasquatch stuff going around there, but it's nothing like Washington State, like Olympic Bay and down in Yakima and Walla Walla. The Sasquatch stuff going down there it's amazing. Like the people are just like Sasquatch crazy down there, and I love it. It's just it's amazing. How many species of Sasquatch are there? I just think one. You know, just like black bears, just like brown bears, just one species. That's all I have any knowledge of or experience of. There might be some diversity in them. How many species of human beings are there? Well, there's Chinese, there's black people, there's, you know what I mean? But there's one species of human, and I'm strongly convinced that there's just one species of Sasquatch. That's it. The Yeti are different subspecies, like the black bear, the Asian black bear, and the North American black bear are definitely subspecies of one another. And so there'll be differences, and it's even the Yowie, definitive differences in the Yowie. So, hey Todd, I encountered a family group of Sasquatch about 5 days ago. This is Witten Bow. how sold am I approaching them again? How sold am I? How solid? Maybe you meant how solid am I approaching them again? You had an encounter. Well, you're not telling me anything about the encounter. Obviously, you survived it about 5 days ago. Just, you can learn so much from watching the Survivor Man Bigfoots and discovering Bigfoot. And there's 4 Survivor Man Bigfoots that star, the ones that star me. I don't mean to be a jerk, but a lot of them were kind of shmee. So the ones that happened with me were definitive Sasquatch encounters and definitive Sasquatch, real evidence of the Sasquatch, real live interactions on multiple occasions. And Survivor Man is incredible and amazing. And we're going through it in a way that was respectful and honorable, and in a way that the Sasquatch were responding. So just watch those and learn from those, watch my videos. And if you have specific things you want to say, the best thing to do too is Wit and Bowed is go to the forum, Discovering Bigfoot forum, and when you have good questions and stuff, it'll get back to me. So where we got here, Cryptid559, hello. Have you ever followed you home like some researchers? I wish. That's from Fran. Yeah, no, I wish. I used to live out in the country just up until a few weeks ago, and I wish they'd followed me back there. And I thought maybe, but no. And I also had an incident where this is really cool. I never told anybody about this, never talked about it, and I've just been thinking about this a lot. There's a trail in where I live in British Columbia, the town I live in, and there's a mountain biking trail there. And I know there's Sasquatch in that general area. There's lots of black bears, and once in a while there's a grizzly bear. But I believe, so I was mountain biking with my son, and I was going through a real easy area, even so easy I didn't even wear a helmet that day. He was 8 years old, like he's just a little guy, right? And I'm like an expert mountain biker, so I'm having no trouble. I didn't even wear a helmet. But going through this real fun but easy area, you do have to keep your wits about you. You make a little mistake, and it felt like Sasquatch infrasound hit me. It felt so profound, and I just wiped out horribly. And it was like the dumbest mistake. I just went right off. I lost control, and it totally felt like infrasound had hit me. And so was that a Sasquatch? I don't know. Honestly, in my heart, I feel like I got hit with Sasquatch infrasound. There's no other reason for me to be wiped out like that. And I've been hit with that infrasound before. It was just so weird to happen in, where I live in BC on a trail. And did that Sasquatch know me? I don't know. So, and I hear things too. I think that the Sasquatch are going to communicate amongst themselves. They're going to walk around, and yeah. So I think even from elders and people that I just respect and admire, that even when I went to, so dumb that this happens. It was a stupid little thing. But anyways, I think there's a chance that the Sasquatch actually know who I am. Like the Sasquatch people in their culture, they might know who I am. I have a spiritual animal, and I think they, when I went to Washington, some of the people there told me that the Sasquatch know me, and they were excited to meet me and were accepting that I come there. And just like maybe the Sasquatch in California know me, and they don't like who I am and what I represent, what I'm about, and that particular tribe, perhaps we can call them, didn't want me around. So, and I've seen that so many times. There are groups of Sasquatch. So yeah, let's get to another question here. Where are we at? Let's do this. Since you've had encounters, do you ever get the feeling of being watched and know that it has to be one of them? That's a question from Steven. Since you've had encounters, do you ever feel? I do, kind of. It's hard for me because a lot of times people have witnessed this on expeditions where I go, oh, there's a mountain lion around, and then we see one. There's a black bear around, and then I see one. But I've made mistakes with people, just to do in my personal life, to do with human beings. And I've misread things in my life to do with people so badly. It's damaged my life so badly. I mean, I'm talking like I've made mistakes with my intuition in real life where my children have been horribly damaged because of these stupid mistakes that I've made because I trusted my intuition with people, and now I don't trust my intuition anymore. If you don't trust yourself, you don't have faith in yourself, I'm just not working properly. So it seems that Ashley's been having really good success. She really trusts her instincts, and she's been doing very well with that. And yeah, I just don't trust myself right now. My faith is just it's at an all-time low, and rightly so. My personal life is horrifically damaged because I've made big mistakes, and this year I've had some bad bear stuff happen too, really bad. On two occasions, I've had really bad bear stuff where my life was in serious jeopardy two times, and yeah, I don't. I got my way out of it, and everything was very successful. And the reason I survived was because of my skills. There's no doubt about that. It's because of my knowledge and my skills and my abilities and making all the right decisions at all the right time. I survived these very close encounters that were just really pissed me off. It was just a crap show, and yeah, so you know, that's logic, and that's not so much. Well, I'm reading the bears, I'm watching their body language, but this is real logic and deduction based on experience. And you know, so is that faith? Is that not so much? And I want to get that back. I want to be able to feel my way through. I want to be able to have that spiritual connectivity and energy, and feel when there's a Sasquatch around. And I've seen other people do that really well, and I used to do it decently well. I was never excellent at it, but my those skills have dropped dramatically. Amanda says Todd is currently collecting footage for new film releases and will not be showing it imminently. Well, it'll come out in the show. And remember now, what's happened? The deal that I've just made is Warner Brothers is my distributor is putting up money. It's not a lot. It's just enough to get me by. But my bills are super tight. But they're putting up a little bit for the next movie, and that gives them the right to the footage, and that's just fair because it wouldn't be out there without them. So, yeah. Since you've had a counter, okay, that was you did that one. They're quite possibly from a different branch of the same tree. Exactly, Rich Carvier says. I don't even think that's quite possible. I disagree with you. They're absolutely from a branch of the same tree. Gorilla, chimpanzee, human being, and then Sasquatch, right? And even the line, gorillas here, chimpanzees, human beings, and then Sasquatch. So they're the furthest, they're the most advanced hominid that's ever lived. The most advanced cold weather hominid primate. Try to be specific, right? But yeah, that's the way I see them. So Todd, you're well known and considered the one who will make the finding of Sasquatch. Are you writing a journal of your adventures? Oh, John, yeah. Like I was very well pursued by I think it was Penguin Books. The agent I was dealing with was like the same agent that represents oh, I forgot his name. That incredible, amazing horror writer that I forgot. Stephen King. So Stephen King's agent was talking to me, and we came really close to a deal. But what I did was I did a treatment for them, and up until I had like a 300-page book that was enormous, just on my experiences, up till 2010, and it's now 2019. So I easily have 3 books, no problem, because there's so much stuff. People have no idea the amount of failures and the crap. And even in the books, you'll never know about how I became a bike mechanic for the electric bikes, how I became, a trailer mechanic, and the stuff I do with my vehicle. And then I learned about solar panels so I could have electricity for my cameras to film Bigfoot. And then I had to learn about computers and then post-production. And then, I had to learn to use Adobe Premiere so I could do editing, so I could make a movie all for Bigfoot. Like it's endless. There's so much stuff that I'll never even talk about in the books. This has been way beyond a husbandry. It's been a hard devotion in my life, but I enjoy it and I love it. I don't watch TV and I don't keep up with sports teams, and I just read books that are pertinent to my research and the work that I'm doing, and based on new cameras and new equipment and new thermal gear, and so that's what my whole life is, and I really enjoy it. I enjoy primatology. I enjoy the science of it. And yeah, so wonder how they hunker down in a hurricane. Gonna think they're like an apex survivor, and that's from Bree S. Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, I mean, they're gonna know where the caves are. They're gonna know. Like one of the expeditioners and I was just talking about the cavities. Like there are these gorgeous rivers that are flowing out of these enormous cavities inside the mountain, just filled with ice. And as these been melting for, tens of thousands of years, I don't know, and eventually these rivers will run out and you have these huge caverns inside the mountains. So, you know, but you gotta be out there and you gotta know how to get to them, and you also have to be brave. Some of these cave diver people are crazy, the way they'll squash into a cave and stuff and go, uh, make that discovery of the caves and caverns. And the Sasquatch are gonna know stuff like it's gonna be unreal, amazing. They know every rock and bump and tree and the stuff they do. Um, and Amanda talks about that she'd love to hear more about your encounter, which so would I. And please do, Wittenbo, tell us about your encounter at bigfootencounter@gmail.com. Um, the caves are how they bunker down, and that's just going to be, a staple, I think. So, and they're going to see weather coming. I mean, I'm out there in the bush. When the film crew came by, uh, Mysteries Decoded, and they were filming, I can give them like a 4-hour guarantee there's not going to be any rain. And but if I was up on top of a mountain, this is at the bottom of the mountains, surrounded by a circle of 360-degree mountains all around me, and I can still give you a 4-hour guarantee it's not going to rain, or it's going to be sunny for 4 hours or whatever. And a Sasquatch at the top of the mountain, when you're at the top of the mountain, I can give you like an 8-hour guarantee. And if there's a hurricane coming, you could recognize it. You're going to see it. When you live out there and the weather, your perception visually and what you smell and how you see the weather changes coming, you just know it. You know it like you know it, like you just know it. So does Sasquatch have another sensory perception like infrared sound or similar? Thank you, Todd. Keep up the great, brave work. All of us appreciate it. Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah, they do. They do. Well, it's not infrared sound, it's infrasound. Gorillas and lions are able to do it. I've been hit with infrasound by Sasquatch, by gorillas. Gorilla knocked me out with infrasound. So, yeah. Do the Sasquatch prefer to live on higher mountain ranges? Well, I would not think so. The Sasquatch prefer to live wherever they want to live. So, in the big giant forests of Saskatchewan, to the plains, wherever. So they're just an apex species and they're going to do well wherever they want to survive. So have a psychic go out with you like Colorado Bigfoot and maybe they'll communicate. Absolutely. That's from Sasquatchaholic. It's something I really want. That's why I did the Anna Bachman video. I wanted her or somebody like her, an animal communicator, to come out with me. And it's something that I'll do. I'm still really small time, I don't, I'm just small time, and I want to get up into a bigger level. Like if I did a TV show, if I had a movie, like the movie made millions of dollars, but the distributor got it, right? So, I don't know if I had I'm a full-time Sasquatch researcher right now, but it's, I'm right on the edge of it and I got to work to get donations and I want to do this full time continuously and not just worry about making movies to make an income and do the court cases and all that stuff. So I'll get back to that stuff. I just got to get my life back in order. And we all go through, tough times, and I've had an awesome life, and I'm just going through hell right now. So, but the psychic, absolutely. And I've watched the movie Third Eye Spy, and I know that stuff, remote viewing, is absolutely real. And that's something that like expeditioners are experiencing stuff. Let me show you something. Just kind of, this is a drawing from an expeditioner, of some stuff that he visualized in a dream, and other expeditioners have experienced the same thing, and they're having the same dreams. They're even doing the same things. They're waking up the same way, yelling the same things, and having all this stuff going on. And yeah, it's wow. This is not a coincidence. So there's things going on in the mind and connectivity and stuff. So Mr. Skeptic has certain tribes of Bigfoot that don't like you. Really? Come on, man. Why does that sound? Actually, Mr. Skeptical, do you understand? Like the natives, you could go talk to the Cree, and the Cree will trade with you. Go hang out with the Iroquois, and they'll scalp you. So you don't understand that. You go to one country, and they'll embrace you and be wonderful to you, and you go to another country, and they're you don't think that different tribes of people are different, and you think all the Sasquatch. So I would actually say you're Mr. Skeptical. You got to start looking into the reality of primate species, because there are gorilla groups. I've talked to gorilla experts who are like, there are certain gorilla troops that are run by a male. You can't interact with them because the lead male will kill you. He's very violent, very angry. And that's not to say he wasn't poached, that something bad didn't happen to him. I'm sure he has a reason to be like that, or maybe not. Maybe he's just a jerk of a gorilla. But Gorillas are that way. Chimpanzees are that way. The Native Americans here in North America were that way. And you think Sasquatch are not going to be that way? I'm going to say you better go start having a look at the reality of the world, because that when I talk to real scientists and real primatologists, you know what they say? They say that's exactly the way the gorillas, the chimpanzees, the human beings, the anthropology is. So that's the world we live in, and it's if somebody told me all the Sasquatch tribes are all the same, I'd question that, because they're a male dominated society like chimpanzees and like gorillas, as all my research shows that. And the male, that particular male, will set the tone. And if that, and different individuals are different, you know. So even understand this, an experience I had. I was in the zoo, and the gorillas could reach out and touch me through the bars. I was in the back area of the zoo, and so one gorilla comes up and she's touching my hand, and she's feeling my fingernails, and she's beautiful, and this is an incredible experience, right? So she kind of walks away, and then this other gorilla that just looks no different than her walks up to me, and I think, oh wow, and I go to put my hand out, and the freaking primatologist grabs me on the shoulders and rips me back and throws me off against the wall. Don't let her touch you! And I go, what? She goes, the first one is a gentle, wonderful, nice gorilla. She's very tender and loving. That other one was going to tear your arm off and beat you to death with it. Right? Go pet a dog. Go see a different cat. Cats are different. Dogs are different. Individuals, animals in the same species have different personalities. I could go on all week. So if that's not definitively pointing my, anyways. Hello, Ashley. This is Ashley from Washington State. She is a friend of mine on Facebook, and I really love to keep up with her work. She just does. Ashley, I'm so impressed with the way you're just beautiful about your connectivity to the Aboriginal people and stuff. So Ashley has to say, and hi Ashley, she has to say, I definitively believe Sasquatch are indigenous Aboriginal people who live in clans and are very highly advanced and do what they can to avoid humans. I completely agree with you, Ashley. Yes, 100%. Thank you for coming on today, Ashley. It's very nice to see you. Do their feet vary in characteristics from individual to individual? Yeah, but there's definitely what would you call that? A morphology? Would you say morphology? There's a physicality to them that is similar, but absolutely. I mean, there was one Sasquatch in California. He was a young, chubby male that limped, and I could see that. There's the famous cripple guy, and yeah, I mean, I'm sure if I'm seeing difference in females as opposed to males based on weight and width of the foot, and size, and even the way the males are walking around very heavy and dominating, and the females can be much more dainty. And I've seen a female walk around a puddle where a male went charging through it, kind of thing, right? So, Cappy McCappy, be aware of your surroundings and know what may lurk. There may be danger, and also stay in a positive way, and you just might be surprised. Well, thank you, Cappy, and I do the best I can. So, Northern California Bigfoots are more laid back, I think, and that might be true. I don't know. Hi again, Todd from Toledo, Ohio. Hello, Billy Hollywood in Toledo, Ohio. What are you doing not in Hollywood? Mr. Skeptical, just like some of the indigenous tribes don't like certain people. Maybe they robed and had bad. Yeah, exactly what I was saying. Psy Guy. Attention all, if you'd like to take part in the experimental chat room for Todd's members after this broadcast, follow this link. Do follow that link. So Psy Guy, that's my Phil. And I will be going to that link after. I'll spend some time doing that experiment. So Todd, is it possible Sasquatch scent mark and keep dangerous animals at bay? Absolutely. That's Amanda. Amanda, you had a question for me. That's really nice. Absolutely. I've seen bears walk up to a spot where there's a Sasquatch and go and just run the other way, like, bah! And then I go over there and I see a Sasquatch trackway. So absolutely, yeah. I think a lot of bears, this is just a theory of mine, but I think bears have trouble deciphering between human beings and Sasquatch, and some bears think that might be a Sasquatch and stay away from people based on that. So Cameron F. Ashley, it seems like the more and more with every new encounter I hear about. Yes. SoCal Forest Ninjas. I love that. SCFNs. I just love that name. I just think it's amazing. SoCal Bigfoot are very defensive and sketchy, unpredictable. There you go, right? I love these SoCal Ninja guys. SoCal Forest Ninjas. I just love that name. I think you guys are awesome. You know what? it's like they were ridiculous names like Team Taser, Bigfoot, and these people. I don't want to call them twits, but they were. It was a twit, and Team Taser, Bigfoot. Like that's not cool. But SoCal Force Ninjas. I don't know. You guys, your questions are always brilliant, and I don't know. Just the brilliance of your questions makes me think you guys have, and the things you say, defensive and sketchy and unpredictable. You know, I don't know. There's something just little cues about things that I just find legitimacy in people, and little cues about things I hear about people that just makes me think they're full of crap. So do Sasquatch groom each other like other primates? Oh man, Andrew, whew, I don't know. No evidence of that whatsoever. So I would just be totally speculating 100%. So I would think so. I think they love and they're devoted to one another, but I've never seen any evidence of that. So I've never caught a Sasquatch grooming another Sasquatch. I've never seen anything in any way, shape, or form to show a Sasquatch had groomed another Sasquatch. Like nothing. So that would just be simply based on deductive reasoning, based on humans groom each other, you know, and all the big primates, gorillas, chimpanzees, bonobos, all do that. So based on deduction, only deduction, scientific deduction, I would say yes. Hey, Brown Dwarf, I just saw you on Christopher Novel's live stream last night. Brown Dwarf's busy. Yeah, Todd, there are very many people who love you and will help you. We see your truth, you know. Thanks, Rich. Rich Carver. I wonder if that's a Rich I know. Don't think it is, but thank you so much. And I feel that. I completely feel that. Yeah, I really feel that. And so, you know, and I like the skeptics. I like skeptical questions and stuff. So I recently heard your interview with Art Bell, and the gentleman named Gus called in stating he shot two Sasquatches. I felt you did a good job in that interview. Do you think Gus's story was true? Yeah, I don't know. Blue's asking this about the Art Bell interview from so long ago. And I don't know. I heard things and there's rumors and stuff, but Art Bell, I really loved Art Bell, and he mentored me a little bit and had lots of good advice for me for a time. And yeah, I don't know so at all. Hey Todd, my new habituation area is good. They whistle about the same time every time I'm out there. Why and how do you think they smell like death? Well, I'll tell you, Brian. So they don't smell like death. My Sasquatch, I mean, I'll get downwind, upwind, I'll get the wind gauge on them, and I rarely get a scent. When I do, though, there's a scent because they're acutely angry. Their urine is shooting out of their glands like gorillas and chimpanzees do, especially gorillas, and they're letting you know that the hair is standing up, and there's an aggressive response. Maybe not even, maybe I wouldn't say aggressive so much, but a very assertive response, because they're smelling, right? And they're letting you know that they're there, and they're letting you know that they're upset about something. So, or they have been upset. So think about that, right? Just when you move forward, yeah, smell like death. Whew, that's not good. So, because even a Sasquatch will come around, and when even I can tell the difference between an acute, it's like a sweeter Sasquatch smell that's happening right now. So it tells me right now they're angry right now. And then I smelled the old stinky Sasquatch, and that tells me he's been running around pissed off, for a long time. And that's a more of a sour, same stench, but it's more of a sour smell. And that tells me that guy has just got a problem with probably everything. It's not just me, right? So that's my theory on that anyway. Hello, Sabbatha Slaughter. Bryas, a lot seem to look alike, but some look totally different. Yeah, and that's probably that human DNA that's in there. So if they're correct, and I've seen the evidence, and I believe based on colleagues of mine that are experts with DNA, I believe they have human DNA in them. And then you're going to see differences because there's literally two species in there, right? And how much human is in one and how much Sasquatch is in the other. So, and age might be a thing. You see a gray one that's more wrinkly, and then you see a young one who's got the tighter skin, maybe. So maybe see one that's really fat in the face and it's got better nutrition, another one that's skinnier and taller. I mean, it's clear to me they're a Sasquatch. I mean, when you get a male-dominated society like this, there are going to be males like the blackback gorillas that are never going to be dominant, that are going to be skinny, they're going to be runts, right? And they're going to look different. So, and even people, as people get older, our noses and our ears get bigger, right? In case you don't know that, that's a fact of life. Your nose is always growing and your ears are always getting bigger. Old people have big ears and big nose. And, maybe you're seeing that. So there's lots of parameters. So feel like we're in the verge of capture or corpse discovery. That's from Frank Kelly. Yeah, I don't know. So it would be nice if we would find a body. I would love that, if as long as it was done, in a peaceful, natural sort of way. Um, yeah, that would be just a total dream come true for me. If anybody did that. So yeah, I just want it to be done. Not one shot though, not one killed. Speaking of the Art Bell story, that Art Bell story was a guy who claimed he'd shot them. And if you listen to me, I was just shocked to think that the man killed two Sasquatch, and it sounded like he just did it horribly, like he annihilated these two individuals. It was at least two anyways. Todd, be careful with your microphone connections. It's crackly, hun. Thank you, Amanda. I'll be doing this. But yeah, so anyways, let's do some more. SoCal, do you think their sketchiness could be because they're not used to the area they're in because they're fleeing fires? Maybe this will be better, Amanda. I know I look stupid, but anyway, just get proper different mics and stuff. That's a good point from Cameron. Yeah, because the fires are such a crock, right? And oh my God, all the stuff going on there, it sucks. So very cool. Shine on from Rich. Do the Sasquatch have anything to do with the missing persons in national parks that's reported every year? Well, maybe. I mean, they're going to be angry Sasquatch that do bad stuff. And yeah, I don't know. So Ashley is on again. She says Tom Cottrell has some amazing books and his very true experience with Sasquatch. Some of his stuff is beyond people's wildest dreams, but it's very true. That's cool that you know, Tom. You're in that area where so many really cool researchers around there that do really cool things. So that's awesome, Ashley, and I'm glad to hear you. He was at the Sasquatch Summit when I was there. I was the keynote speaker after Jeff Meldrum. I never got to talk to him. He was very quiet. So, and I have a tendency to be that way too. I don't know. Some people, I'm considered so damn controversial because I have footage. And believe me, I'm controversial because I have footage. That makes me incredibly controversial because it's footage and I'm saying it's real. And if it's not real, I'm a complete liar and a hoaxer. And if it's real, I'm filming Bigfoot and getting these incredible results. And it's pretty mind boggling. And people are going to be jealous of that too, right? So I don't really understand it. If you talk to me, you'll see that there's no reason to be jealous. You'll see that I share, and I want discovering Bigfoot, put it out there, and use it to show people that Sasquatch are real. So an incredible discovery happened there. A PhD was shown a Sasquatch, and there's real Sasquatch footage out there. So Robbie White says, Todd, out of all your observations and the time in the field, Todd, what would be the top speed you have observed them at, and what would you say they're capable of? So, I wish I could give you that in miles per hour, kilometers per hour. They're just so damn fast. And I don't want it to be a big fish story because when I see them moving and they're so fast, so fast, it's so incredible. And the calculations that I make are almost impossible. They're so fast. So I think I'm jaded somehow. I've made mistakes in my calculations because they just look so freaking fast. Like it's obscene how fast they move, but like grizzly bear fast. So I guess that's not obscene. I mean, when a grizzly bear moves, people think, oh, look at the big, dumb, slow animal. Grizzly bears are freaking lightning fast. Like I can't believe how quickly they can move and how they could just go from nothing to lightning fast. They're such incredible. But with the Sasquatch, what's been amazing to me is like agility through the wilderness, like a bear will come charging through the bush and they like to bash and just smash things out of the way, almost like a freaking moose or worse. But I've seen Sasquatch like jump and bend and twist and roll their bodies and touch their toes to be slim to move through a small spot as they jump. And just the agility I've seen in them is incredible. But I also didn't see, the big Sasquatch don't seem to do that. They just seem to be arrogant and crash and bash like a moose. They just don't care. They thunder through the wilderness because they're omnipotent and they're dominant and they're they have to be that way though. They're the protector of their family. So, but the speed, yeah, is just, it's really fast, dude. I would just not to be supernatural and crazy. I'm just going to say, you know, it's just grizzly bear speed. So brown bear speed. I think they're clearly capable of that, but probably not beyond that. And the fact that they're bipedal and they're not quadrupeds and they're moving at those kind of velocities, it's just totally amazing. So, this thing's been holding out good. So, without anything. So Frank Kelly, why do we always have such a good show? It's you guys and your amazing questions. So, okay, Peter Burnshaw, we just do not think the Sasquatch are Nephilim. I agree. I really like. I'm a student of John Benernagel. Love that man with all my heart. Just love and adored him. And so, although I guess there are things we disagreed upon, but I just adore that guy so much, and I really want to try to stick to the science. So, thank you very. This is North Olympics. Thank you. Very rare. Seen a victim of Sasquatch. Human remains. Sucks. Wish we were not so. Okay, so I just got cut off there, and I just saw someone, and I got to go back to it, talking about how someone saw a Sasquatch. North Olympics said he's seen a victim of Sasquatch human remains. Sasquatch human remains. Okay, well, we'd love it if you reported that to us. Yeah, because Sasquatch have killed people. There's, I know of at least one case for sure. Two cases that I was personally, so, you know, it happens. So, in one case for sure, the people were shooting at him and maybe killed the Sasquatch. So, in one case, people they attacked the Sasquatch and the Sasquatch retaliated. So, but I'd love to hear about that. Bigfootencounter@gmail.com from the man who did North Olympics there. I'd really appreciate hearing about that. I wonder in what ways the Wendigo myth relates to the Bigfoot myth. Well, I don't think they do. I just don't think there's a relation. I think it's a mistake. I think Wendigo is just when people went crazy from, maybe they had beaver fever, or they got sick. There was some sort of pathogen that made people, you know, high fever and get crazy, and they call that the Wendigo. That's my thing. So, Mr. Skeptical, I believe they could be unfriendly like different apes are, but different regions. But you say they know who you are and they don't like you and what you do. They don't know you personally. Yeah, and you know, maybe I'm wrong about that. It's just people just talking to. So Mr. Skeptical is pushing it. Let's push. I like it. John Benernagel would agree with you, Mr. Skeptical, probably, because it's what I'm saying is the Sasquatch communicate amongst different tribes, and perhaps different tribes have discussed me and talk about me, because let's face it, I'm doing something that not too many people do. So I'm saying as a theory, if they do communicate amongst themselves, because I also believe I have evidence to support that they have gatherings every year, like a powwow that the Sasquatch go to, and that's not a big stretch to understand that. So if they have powwows, they'll be talking about things. They might mention this guy who comes around and brings people around. I mean, that's not even far-fetched to me. And then if there are rumors about this white guy who does certain things and he acts in a certain way, and he makes the red-tailed hawk sound because I have the red-tailed hawk animal. There's definitely things I do. He puts apples up on your structure. He's a good tracker. He'll follow your tracks. He knows how to put X's up. He knows to recognize the breaks, blah, blah, blah. So if the Sasquatch are talking about me like that, and then I come into a place and I exhibit those things and I exhibit those characteristics and I am who I am, that's all I'm saying. And it's a theory. And could I be wrong? Absolutely. And is it a stretch? Hell yeah. But you know, it's just, let's push it a little bit. Let's push the limits of things. And when other people substantiate that and say, well, my Sasquatch troop, I've been communicating with them, and, you know, and if you believe that they're really communicating with them, I don't know, maybe they're not, but maybe they are. I don't know. I'm just talking about people who have had really good Sasquatch success. And that's all. You know, it's all, you have to take everything with a grain of salt. There's just no two ways about it. So, but I appreciate your perspectives, and it is a stretch. So, but are you sure we speaks for all here? They move incredibly fast, even up 45-degree mountainsides, as easy as mountain goats. Stephen Hulls says that. And man, yeah, it's so much fun talking with you guys, and these little interruptions are getting really annoying because, man, we're having a some good conversations. So just a few more. We're into it. I just do an hour usually here, guys. The video from when you were camping and then surrounded has the best Sasquatch growls out there. Intense in person. Yeah, you know what's cool is I've had expeditioners witness that. I've had PhDs out and witness that stuff. So yeah, it is. It's really cool. I'm very pleased to have that stuff. So Ashley is back again. From what I understand, the Sasquatch hold council around twice a year, right? And again, this is stuff that's like the natives tell me this. And I've one year in Nordegg, it was the year that Meldrum saw a Sasquatch. There were so many Sasquatch around. What was going on? And then the next year, at that same time of year, I was there, and there was less Sasquatch. It's like they went somewhere else. And the natives doing powwows, it's just really, you know, it's just reasonable to me. So, and I think they're so intelligent. I think they're so spiritually connected to the earth. I think their spirituality is at a higher level. The Sasquatch shaman is a higher level shaman than any Native American or First Nations man. That is a bold statement, and that's what many of the highest level of shaman have taught me about Sasquatch. And when you start putting the numbers together and seeing the reality of the situation, it just actually makes sense. So, you know, it's so much more than I could explain to you in 2 hours. So Bigfoot holds meetings. What? But Mike, it's a powwow, dude. The natives do it. Maybe the natives learned it from Sasquatch. Is that such a hard stretch? Remember that the natives learn things from Sasquatch. Some of the native people, I mean, they call them Big Brother. They call them the boss of the mountain. They call them the wild master, wild teacher. These are words. So if the natives hold meetings, if the natives get together and bury the hatchet, why wouldn't an intelligent primate species? And it's just, I know it's a theory. I know it's kind of stretching it, but if we're not going to push the limits here a little bit, my problem is, I guess we're having a real good heated conversation, and I love it today. My thing is, they know about us. They're aware of us, and we're not aware of them. Who's the intelligent one? They are evading. The best in the world are out there looking for them, and they're winning. They're evading us. With my technology and all my abilities and all the things I can do, I'm having a hell of a time. They're clearly my teachers. And obviously nobody else, if they're real, and I know they're real, I have absolutely no doubt they're real. And the evidence supports that they're real, even to the skeptics. The evidence, if I took this, whenever I get this into a court of law, I will annihilate Fish and Wildlife or whoever's on the other side. I will prove they exist way beyond a reasonable doubt. That's just, I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. They exist beyond a reasonable doubt. So, if they exist, how have they been avoiding us? Are they some dumb, stupid animal that doesn't know anything? No, man, they can't. They're not, and they easily evade us. They're nuking us out there. They're smoking us. If it was a competition, hide and seek world champions, right? They just have no problem evading us. They're incredible with the things that they do. So why are they like that? Because they are intelligent, because they are having gatherings, because you got to start popping all these other things into it, right? And when you look at all the big picture, it's not such a big stretch. We would prefer not to be associated with the specimen that was collected by any other way other than just accidentally finding one that has already met demise in a natural way. And Terry, I concur 100%. That was my reward. The $2 million reward was going to be given only after I investigate and definitively show that the specimen collected expired due to natural causes. Otherwise, there was not going to be any reward whatsoever. You shoot a Sasquatch, I want nothing to do with you. Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's my perspective. No, let's just not shoot one, please. The more I learn, the more I see about them, the more I wish I wish we wouldn't do that stuff. So I want to make sure I join the chat afterwards. How do I become a member? So Robbie White, there's a link. Go to discoveringbigfoot.org. There was a link in this over here. Maybe put another link, Amanda or Phil, down at the bottom for Robbie White there. If the link doesn't work, go to discoveringbigfoot.org and join the chat room. I'm going to have to go figure it out. So I'm going to get my butt on the computer right after this. And where do I upload all of your videos? People that do donations, McMaster on Patreon, or you go to my website, make a donation, and I saw a really good comment there before I got interrupted that I want to look back for. Where is it? Oh my God, you guys just go in here, all these amazing comments. Let me look. I'm sorry. Phil, Helly, Peter, Attar. Okay, I'm going to read one. Just so many native legends from native histories about all kinds of beings and hybrids, nearly all related directly to the dreaded Nephilim. Never mind the worldwide. Since so don't do Nephilim. Humans, aurora, scientifically proven. Hold your energy. What type of energy? Light spectrum. Are you in? Being emitting, seeing what you are about, and taking then appropriate behaviors. Yeah, that stuff matters. Okay, so, oh, whoa. So, Mr. Junkman, I'm prepared to volunteer my time, my equipment, and my moral disposition to collect a specimen. Would you actively prevent myself and others from collecting a specimen? It's just dangerous, dude. Why are you going to go to war with them? So, oops. What I'm going to tell you is to collect a specimen means you're going to go shoot one, and you're not going to be able to shoot one random male wandering around or some random female, because the odds of that, you're looking for a needle in 50 haystacks. You're going to have to go find a troop. You're going to have to go find a family group, and to go shoot, if you come and shoot one of my children, or you shoot me, my family's going to be real pissed off at you, and we're going to retaliate, and you're going to go to war with us. Now, how about, Mr. Junkman, I go over to your family and I shoot one of your family members and bring them back? How do you feel about that? That is literally, I'm not even, I don't mean to be an ass, and I'm not trying to offend anybody. You're literally going to have to find a family group and kill a family member, and these individuals are devoted to one another. They love one another, and they probably haven't done any harm to anybody. They live in complete harmony and equilibrium in nature. I love and admire this species. So I don't need to prevent you. I'm warning you. You take on these beings, you go out there with a gun, even, you know what? You're going to look like a moron. You go out there with a gun, they're going to see you coming 20 miles away. They're going to watch your vehicle drive up. They're going to watch you get out of your vehicle. They're going to hear your door slam. It's going to echo through the mountains. And you think you're going to sneak up on a troop of these individuals? You're going to have to fool the birds, the deer, the squirrels, every single species that lives out there. They know when the wind gauge moves, how the sun rises, what rock and nook and cranny, river and terrain. You are taking on the masters of the wilderness. I'm a high-level tracker. I'll smoke most people in the bush. I would challenge you to come and get me and find me. We're going to go to war. I think most people are going to lose. I've spent 1,000 days in the bush. I'm trained by the most elite trackers and sniper experts. Counter, surveillance, survival, evasion, escape technique. It's what I do. It's how I survive. You're most likely going to lose to me. I don't mean to be a jerk. I don't know too many people that have spent over 1,000 days in the bush and can say, here I am, undamaged, uninjured, taken out, almost 100 people. No one's ever been harmed or damaged, and there's bears and mountain lions and predators and moose and elk, everything. There's 1,000 ways to get lost and hurt. You try to take on me, you're likely going to lose. You take on a Sasquatch, you're dead meat. They're my teachers. I would never have a prayer of bringing back a specimen, not even a prayer. I don't have a snowball's chance in hell. I don't have a candle's chance in a storm. So I'm not worried about the Sasquatch. I'm worried about you. You're going to be in trouble. I'm sorry if I come off like kind of a jerk, but I've already done this. I've had excellent trackers call me and say, hey, these mercenaries want to go out and shoot a Sasquatch. And I talk to the tracker, and he goes back to the mercenaries and says, I'm not going out there because I think we're all going to die. So, and if we don't die, it's a war. We're going to take on a peaceful indigenous species that have never harmed anyone. And that sucks. So, yeah, sorry if I got kind of upset about that. I just, the ignorance that people have, we don't know, guys. The best hunters in the world don't know. Like these guys, born and raised and taught how to survive with thousands of years of experience. That's all they know. They live, breathe, sleep wilderness. They know so many things. They're so advanced. So, yeah, so there's the link, discoveringbigfoot.org/chat. So I'm actually going to call the show Sugar's Poison, right? It is, right? Anyways, apples and garlic. You know what, you guys, awesome. I can't even come close to getting down here. I just want to hit one of those links. There's Ashley again and Amanda. So I'm gonna end the show, guys, by clicking on the link here and just seeing what happens. So it's Psy Guy, that's my bro Phil, who's doing amazing work with him. Super grateful for Phil and Amanda and Danielle, and Artur's helping out, Attar's helping out now, and all It's awesome. Thank you so much for all the people, Ashley, that help out, Ashley Veenstra, my colleague in the field, and yeah, so much stuff, so many people helping out. And I know I forgot to mention people. I thank you, Jeff Meldrum. Thank you, Les Stroud, Survivor Man. Thank you, the late great John Bernardo. I could go on, right? I'm so blessed to have all you people in my life, all you supporters. I'm so blessed. I know it. I feel it. It's wonderful. I'm now going to click the link and let's see what happens. Going to discoveringbigfoot.org/chat. So I will not be here next week. I'll be on expedition, but I'll be back the week after that. So y'all take care until then. I'm clicking the link right now. Let's see what happens.